Kirk, I think we just got an upgrade. They just accepted our bid. I think we're going to be in a balcony.
Wow.
I can't wait. Hi everyone, it's Kirk and Tori. We're here in Miami, Florida. We just arrived from Jamaica as we spent Christmas with Kirk's family.
Yes, it was a short flight from Jamaica to Miami, and we needed to be here so that we can start our next batch of cruises.
And one of those cruises that we're super excited about is the inaugural sailing of NCL Luna, which is coming up March 10th in Rome.
That's right, it starts in Rome.
But Kirk, you're not a fan of flying.
And you are a fan of saving money by cruising for basically the same price. So in order to get to Rome, we had to figure out which cruises we could take.
And that was not easy to put together. We have to get to Rome by March 10th.
That's right, and we found the Sapphire Princess was going to be in Rome on March 8th.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that that one was starting in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
And it took us about a week to figure out how we were gonna get to Argentina. Keep in mind we had to stay on budget and avoid doing repetitive itineraries.
So this is how we found the cruise that we're about to board now, the Azamara Quest. That one is leaving Miami today, and it's going to bring us in time to meet the Sapphire Princess in Argentina in February.
But the problem with Azamara was that at the time of us trying to book this, it was almost completely sold out.
Yep, but we have to get on that ship because there was no other way for us to get to Argentina, to get to Rome, to get to that inaugural sailing. So we ended up booking the absolute cheapest cabin because that was all that was available, which was a guaranteed cabin, and just hope for the best.
That's correct. We have been on Azamara before, and it's a very comfortable and relaxing ship to be on.
And this is where we're off to now. I think we just got an upgrade. Our bid, they just accepted our bid. I think we're going to be in a balcony. I think that's it, Kirk. We're here taking a transfer from the hotel to the Azamara Quest, and we just dropped off two other sets of passengers who are also on another Azamara cruise, on the Azamara Onward and an Oceana cruise. But it's a perfect day here.
There's our ship.
Oh wow. I love the style of the ship, don't you, Kirk? The colors. Look at all the bags. Great.
So he's just labeling our bags right now.
Yeah, we have 3 bags with us this time. So we left the hotel at 12 o'clock and it's now 12:30 and the line just opened, but relatively, I think it looks like it's fast. So we'll just see how long it takes. It's exactly 12:30. Wow, that was lightning fast. I'll tell you the time once we actually board, but we got our tickets and now we're just on our way, going through, up the escalator and into the ship.
Hello.
Thank you. It's so exciting. So I'm really excited about what our cabin's going to be like too. I wasn't expecting that. We got a bid upgrade. So instead of being in this random room, I think we were going to be in one of those with no view. Such a nice day. Look behind you. One thing about Azamara, you first get on and you're greeted with a glass of champagne.
Hi, welcome
Hi.
on board.
Thank
Welcome
you.
on board,
Thank
madam.
you.
The room is not yet ready, yeah?
Okay,
For now, I suggest you can go to the deck 9 to have some food and drink,
that's
yeah?
the best suggestion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Kennedy
Cheers.
also here, including also.
So this ship looks almost identical to the Azamara journey.
It does. I feel like we haven't left. It's identical.
So, are you starting your exercise regime already?
I know, I haven't exercised at all. Back to the exercise regime.
We're on our way to find our room.
It's a long hallway. I don't remember it being this long.
I know.
Probably after all that champagne.
So we got this upgrade this morning for our cabin, and we're gonna see what it's like.
Oh, you can definitely hear the motor back here. You hear the hum of a motor, right?
A little bit, but yeah. And here it is.
Here's our house. 6076. Oh, ready? Oh, this is like deja vu, Kirk.
Yay, we got a balcony.
Yay! Wow. It's nice. I love it.
Yeah, got a little couch and the room.
I like the size of this table. We can have proper breakfasts on this.
And you got a little desk.
It is like deja vu. I think our room might have been, was it opposite last time?
Possibly opposite layout, but so far we have found that everything on the ship has been identical to the journey, and so it felt like we hadn't even left the ship.
This is a king size. I'm so excited.
Okay, pause.
You know, this is a really good way to save some money. So if you are happy with starting off with a guaranteed cabin and then bidding for an upgrade and then getting something like this for literally next to nothing, that's probably one of the best ways to do it. Now that we're actually back in the cabin, there are two things that I would like to talk about. First of all, the boarding. That was shockingly fast. From the curb to champagne to the cabin. Azamara basically said, welcome back. And honestly, that set the tone. Now, this cabin, we booked a guaranteed stateroom and we were fully expecting an ocean view with no view, as we figured that the ocean view at the price we paid would be with no visibility, trying to save money on a practically sold out ship. Well, that was the plan. But as you now know, our upgrade bid to a balcony was accepted. Yay! And from the moment that we walked in here, everything changed, because as soon as we stepped into the space, and especially when we opened the balcony door, we both kind of had the same reaction, which was, wait, this feels exactly the same. And that's when it clicked. Azamara Quest is essentially identical to the Azamara journey. Not similar, not inspired by, identical. Same layout, same storage, same balcony, same calm, comfortable design. It actually feels like we unpacked without even changing ships. And if you've sailed Azamara before, you'll understand why that matters. There's no learning curve. You already know where everything is. You already know how the ship flows. You already know the vibe. When you're moving from ship to ship like we are, that familiarity is huge. There's one small difference, however, that we did notice, and that is on the journey, we had refillable water bottles, and there were water stations in the hallway, and they had the bottles for you to fill up. But here on the Quest, there is no water station. Instead, the cabin is stocked with bottled water. And that's not a complaint. I'm just pointing out that that's pretty much the only difference I can see so far. And honestly, the fact that this is the standout difference says a lot. This is exactly why Azamara works so well for what we're doing. This ship isn't just a vacation. It's, for us, the link in a chain to getting us where we need to be, which is Rome in March. And walking onto a ship that feels instantly familiar, especially after a guaranteed booking, well, that's a win for us. So now that we're almost settled in, balcony secured, and officially on the next leg of this very intentional journey, we'll take you along for the rest of it. Please don't forget to subscribe so that you can follow along on the next leg of our journey from the Azamara Quest to the Sapphire Princess to the inaugural sailing on NCL Luna. Basically, round trip Miami to Miami with a whole bunch of countries in between. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.